Hi everyone, Michael Finn here for Tuner Fish Lug Locks all the way from Melbourne, Australia. And I thought I'd catch up with you tonight at my regular Saturday night gig and just give you a practical example of just how well these things work. I've been using them for 12 weeks now and absolutely swear by them. I normally do about 2 nights a week, anywhere between 2 and 3 nights a week over here as a professional player. And I regularly suffer from snare drums that go out of tune. I rim shot fairly heavily, I play pretty hard, and I always find myself searching for a drum key in between songs or in between every second song to try and tweak my snare drum back up. So I found Tuner Fish Lug Locks on the internet, went and bought some, had them shipped over to Australia, chucked them on my kit, and honestly I haven't looked back since. So the demonstration I'm going to do tonight is I tune my kit every week with a tune bot, and the significance of that is that we'll be able to convert each one of my lugs into a hertz, which is a number, and what that does is at the end of every gig I can then see just how much my snare drum has stayed in tune or just how much it's gone out of tune. And I can tell you with these Tuner Fish Lug Locks the variation is minimal. It's absolutely fantastic. The variation is not the lugs loosening, it's just simply the snare stretching because I'm a very, very hard player. And so I can only recommend them to you wholeheartedly. What we're going to do now is we're going to go around my snare drum. The snare drum I'm using tonight is a wonderful Gretsch 14 by 6.5 aluminium snare, as I'm in Gretsch Dorsey. And let's go to the tune bot now. Let's have a look at the settings, and then we'll check back in with you at the end of the night, and we'll get some real readings in real time, and you guys can just see how fantastic these things are. Check you later. Hey guys, Mike again, and we're back sitting behind the kit. As I mentioned before, the snare that I'm playing tonight is a beautiful Gretsch 14 by 6.5 aluminium. You can see the tune bot on the screen. The settings I'm looking for are between 300 and 302 hertz, which is the starting settings. You can see just on the side there, all my lugs have got the Tuner Fish on them. I chose the clear ones with the light blue bands. They look bloody amazing. And what we're going to do is we're going to go around the 8 lug snare drum and just get the bass settings. So here we go. Okay, so as you can see, baseline settings are between 300 to 302 hertz. And what we're going to do is we're going to check back in about 3.5 hours after having done a full gig at warp volume with these Tuner Fish Lug Locks on. We're going to see where we get to, and let's have a practical example of just how well these things work. I'll see you in about 3.5 hours. Hi guys, it's Mike here, just checking in at the end of my gig. It's 3.5 hours later, 3 sets and 35 songs later. It's about 10 to 3 in the morning over here in Melbourne, Australia. So what we're going to do, as I said, is we're going to check back into my snare drum tuning by the tune bot. Guys at Tuner Fish tell me that anything up to an 8% variation in tuning is normal, and that's because whilst the Tuner Fish actually lock your lugs really, really tight and they don't slip, the skin is actually a living, breathing thing, and so whilst I play tight, the skin will stretch. So what I'm looking for is with the tune bot settings before of about 298, 299, 300-ish. If I take 8% off that, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a tune bot reading of anything better than about 270 hertz. If it's anything better than 270 hertz, the Tuner Fish Lug Locks have done their job magnificently. My snare hasn't gone out of tune, and the difference in the actual note, when you actually take it into account, is barely audible to the ear, especially when you're playing live, which means it's an absolute win. So let's go and have a look at the actual kit. Let's have a look at the settings and let's see what we get to. Okay guys, here we are, we're back. Now I'm going to go around each of the lugs and let's have a look at what the tune bot says in relation to its tunings. Remember, anything above 270 hertz is an absolute win. 298, 298. 296, 293, 97, 98, 96, 94, and the very last one, next back to it here, as you can see, is 298. Guys, there you have it. That's an absolute win for the Tuner Fish Lug Locks and living proof that these things actually work. As you'll see earlier, I tuned these to 298 to 300 at the start of the night. I've got 296, 297 right across the board. You've seen the tunings in relation to my initial tuning at the start of the night, it's less than a 1.5% variation. And at the end of the day, that is absolutely superb. So living proof and basically hard data, guys, that the Tuner Fish Lug Locks are an absolute must if you have snare drum issues and drums that go out of tune. So get in touch with your nearest tuna fish stockist and get these things on your kit and enjoy drums that stay in tune for the whole night. Thanks for listening. Check you later.